Bonspiels are a weekend of drinking where sometimes a curling game breaks out. Me and the boys headed up to the tropical paradise of Duluth, Minnesota to enter one of their Bonspiels.
During college, I actually ran the intramural curling program. So showing back up to the Duluth Curling Club was like walking back into my own house. It was fantastic.
So how it goes is you curl a game Friday, curl a couple games Saturday, and then if you're good enough, you curl on Sunday. So Friday, we got a little intoxicated. Maybe not as much as my dad in his army days, but we got pretty drunk.
I look over at the sheet next to us and I see someone that looks vaguely familiar. And I'm trying to figure out if this is just somebody, one of the members from the curling club who I had seen for years prior. But then I realized, no, this is somebody more important. I realized he kind of looks like the alternate for Team USA. He kind of looks like Joe Polo. And there's a giant banner with all 5 of the guys on there, including Joe. And I'm like looking over at him on sheet 7, and I'm looking at the banner. I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at the banner. I think he catches me doing that because I see him crack a little smile out of the side of his mouth. I thought that this is maybe a joke that there's a guy here that looks kind of like Joe Polo. That was the guy that I was seeing. So I was kind of like, nah, maybe it's not.
Friday, we lost our first game, but we were determined to start Saturday on a win streak.
We ended up having our fill of liquor, stumbled back to the hotel room, and then continued to drink in the hot tub.
We have a really early draw. We're talking 7 a.m.
3 o'clock, I got up and threw up in the bathroom in the master part of the suite. My alarm went off 3.5 hours later to go back to the curling club and start playing our match.
So we show up to our draw. We don't know who we're playing. We find out there.
I know I'm looking good. Probably still got some puke in my hair. Everything's uncombed. My clothes are mismatched. My friend Emma was bartending, and she just looked at me. She said, "Are you okay?" I just said, "Sprite."
Then we meet our opponents.
I had drawn to skip that day, thinking ahead of time that it wasn't a big deal. We were going to take one of the games. It, in fact, was kind of a big deal.
None other than gold medal Olympian Joe Polo. That's one of the cool things about curling is you can play against Olympian level talent at a regular tournament. And one of the worst things about curling is that you could play against Olympian level talent at any tournament.
We're dressed as lumberjacks, curling Joe Polo. I'm thinking this is the ultimate Minnesota fever dream. I'm thinking I had one too many seltzers in the hot tub and may have just passed away.
We've curled for a few years though, and even though he's an Olympian, he's an alternate. So how good could he be? Pretty damn good.
It was not going our way. We were missing everything, especially me, which when you're the skip, that's kind of your job to make the important shots, and I was not making any of the shots.
Keep in mind that even if you suck at curling, you can generally score a point just through the structure of the game. And the whole time we're like, hey, we can get a point. Made the point, we scored against the Olympian. That's a cool story.
And I think we were down 8 or 9-0. That's when I actually believe I woke up. And I was like, where are we? What's going on? Are we actually curling against Joe Polo? And I proceeded to still miss all of my shots.
Joe Polo comes in with his broom of doom and makes us all go to bed like the little babies that we are.
We were down, I think, 12 or 13-0. And at that point, it's kind of disrespectful to make the other team keep spanking you.
13-0, not a single point. And then, here's the fun part. After a game of curling, it's tradition in curling for the winning team to buy the losing team drinks. It makes you forget what just happened.
We're all sitting down talking about the game, chatting with his teammates.
They're actually pretty nice guys.
And everybody's sitting down but Joe. Joe comes over with his drink, stops at the table, sits down, looks around a little bit, pulls his gold medal out of his pocket, slaps it down, puts his drink on, and goes, "What? Needed a coaster."
Zip.
Which is by far the absolute best way to flex that you have a gold medal.
Words can't describe how thoroughly we were owned that day. Any pride I had in my life, top.
And I just remember, too, after that, later that day, we were playing on the sheet next to him, and I was still missing everything. It was a rough day. And I look over, and his team has like 7 of their 8 rocks in the house, which is very hard to do. And I just said, man, I can't even make a shot. And Polo's over here spelling his name with the rocks. And that made him laugh, so that was my validation.
Curse you, gold medal Olympian Joe Polo!
We're coming for you. This isn't over.
Lame.